Hello and welcome.
Float Podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 91. Yeah.
91.
We got to figure out what we're doing for 100.
Yeah, we do gotta figure that out.
We got like 2 months.
And the idea comes to mind, but you wouldn't like it. But we'll talk about it later.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Paolo.
Yep.
We're here.
Before we get in, we got really one big thing to talk about today.
Yeah, we only really got one topic.
Before we get into it, like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Afloat Clothing. You can find the podcast at afloatclothing.com, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and then afloatclothing.com. You can shop there as well.
Yep. Grab some. Grab that.
Yeah.
We still got one more of those? 2 more?
I don't know how many. But
I don't know.
We
have one or two more.
They're up there. Maybe not for long.
They're down there. Oh, they're up there. They're up there. Yeah,
on the website.
On the website, they're up there. I was thinking about it in quantity-wise.
Yeah.
Where in sense they'd be down there.
Right.
However, in this case, they'd be up there.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Honestly, today, I think we're just going to skip fits and get right into it. We got a lot of good fashion to talk about, and we're not really wearing anything today.
Yeah, so, bro, nothing you haven't seen before.
Got the float on.
Fuck this delicious hoodie.
Right. That's it. We'll breeze through that.
I got a Buffalo Bill. Most importantly, a float.
Yeah.
Stay afloat Chicago style tee on. OG. Classic. Alright, should we jump?
Let's jump. We're going to attempt to tackle a rundown of Kendrick Lamar's Superbowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Should we just start by giving our thoughts on the show? Just like general how we felt about it?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
You want to jump?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite halftime show that I've ever seen. And
yeah.
I've watched pretty much every Super Bowl the last 15 years maybe.
Yep.
I don't remember every halftime show super well.
Yep.
But I remember definitely the recent ones. And I think just Kendrick being an artist that I'm actually a decent fan of, as opposed to Rihanna I like, I like some of these artists, but Kendrick is someone I listen to somewhat regularly.
You're not really a fan of these other artists.
Not exactly.
As much, yeah, exactly.
So for that reason, it was super cool for me.
Yep.
And I think you too, obviously, but
yeah, mine is interesting.
Yeah,
yeah,
and I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was probably the first halftime show I've ever seen that had a lot of social commentary as well as that went along with the music, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was really cool.
I thought it was awesome. It was really just kind of, more than anything else too, I feel like with these past Super Bowl halftime shows, and I think about the Weekends in specific. Do you remember the Weekend did it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I think that one gets a little too much hate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the way I think of Kendrick's in the sense of the Weekends is that there was a lot of different stages, or there was a lot it seemed like there was constant moving, right? And that was done so well, I think, in Kendrick's. And what I mentioned during the show when we were watching was how well they use the space in creating these different sets and these different scenes for Kendrick to then, sing and dancing and whatnot, rapping. Right. So I thought that was really awesome. The fashion was incredible from head to toe.
I mean, Kendrick had some stuff on.
Kendrick had some shit on. Everyone had some shit on.
Yeah. I'm
still curious about what the people that were in the red, white, and blue jumpsuits.
Yeah.
I'm still curious to know who did that.
Right.
I couldn't find that in I did some extensive research. I could not find that one just yet.
Yeah. Paolo pretty much did all the research for this.
For the fashion.
For everything, pretty much.
I was keeping note.
Yeah, so...
I was keeping note. There was so much shit coming at me. So many different Instagram posts.
Just throwing their shit at you.
I was if we talk about this and we don't talk about all this, we're doing a disservice.
Right, yeah.
So I was that was the first time I hopped on, a Google Doc before the pod to get everything down.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was a lot of information that I had to capture right then.
Yeah.
But that was a mini project. It felt like, honestly, it was crazy. Yeah. Felt good. But yeah, what were we just talking about? I'm sorry. I was talking about the fashion. Yeah, fashion was crazy. Everything about it was really cool. I think too, like, a big part of it is like, I saw like Kendrick was doing it. I thought it was cool. I didn't really care. I didn't care about it any more or less than I cared about like Rihanna doing it. Honestly.
Yeah.
I was just, and like that's just kind of where I've been at with like Kendrick fandom. Like I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan right now.
Yeah, and
like
I'm not necessarily either. Like obviously I like Kendrick, but I'm not like a super fan, I would say.
Right.
And I wasn't super hyped when I heard he was doing the halftime show.
Yeah.
Like I thought, oh, that's cool, like whatever. Right. But seeing him do it, it was really cool.
Exactly. That's the thing. Exactly. It's like seeing him do it and seeing everything that he did with it. That's what was so cool about it. And that's why it was like, oh, of course I like this. Of course I fuck with this. Like,
right.
Yeah. Just everything that was all encapsulated in the Super Bowl show was insane.
Right.
What should we hit on first? Where do you want to go?
Let's just start. You want to start by just breaking down what Kendrick had on?
Okay, yeah, I can start with that. Let me get my computer. So Kendrick had on, we had this Gloria sports jacket that was made by PG Lang and Martine Rose, right? Now, the thing that I thought was important about this was that PG Lang is obviously Kendrick's music and visual media production company, right? We've been
basically his label.
His label, right? And like whatever creative projects Kendrick is going to put out, it's going to be through this. PG Lang. Martine Rose, which I did some low-level investigating into Martine Rose, because the biggest question is like, of course, like, it's Martine Rose. Definitely a high-level name, like, on the forefront of fashion right now, doing their thing. Why choose Martine Rose as opposed to any other fashion brand? Why was it Martine Rose? And I read about Martine Rose herself, which read, as a designer, Rose counts her upbringing around her older British Jamaican cousins who were into raves, reggae, lovers rock, punk, and dance music as formative. She was influenced by her own experience at 90s London raves and her awareness of different subcultures in the city coming together around music. So that I see as part of a reason as to why he went with someone like Martine Rose.
Very musically inspired.
Musically inspired and understands
culture.
Understands how to collaborate on this exact type of product, right? Now, when we get into the jacket itself, which I think is very important, you see Gloria written. Now, this is to me like I thought it was Jeff Hamilton at first.
Right.
When we were watching it, I was like, and I thought I saw the like signature on his. Yeah. What's it called here? And I was like, that's not. I don't think that's usually where Jeff Hamilton throws his like signature. I think it's usually like right in here.
Yeah.
Like on the inner coat part.
Yeah. And it took us a while to even figure out what the jacket said.
Right.
Because like it's.
I was trying to read it for a minute. Yeah.
And I could his arms are kind of covering the letters.
Right. So it's confusing there.
It's so great that we have social media for this purpose.
Yeah.
Where you can go back and see and analyze.
Yep.
What the fashion was and what it meant.
Right. So on the front of the jacket reads Gloria.
It's the last song on GNX.
Right. Last song on GNX. So the front is Gloria. So on the back it has PG Lang.
Yeah.
Right, and it has this kind of world emblem beneath it. It has this leaf emblem. Like they're just very basic, like not like basic, but just very like easy iconography of like the world.
Compton.
It says Compton above it. Compton to the world is the way that I kind of see that.
Sure.
Which I think is sick.
Like you know, someone from Compton that's now being broadcast nationally on television.
Right, exactly. Bringing Compton to the forefront of America, and the world in specific. I don't know what that reads. I thought it was going to be a Martine Rose signature, but I don't think it is. So I'm not going to say what the signature is on the back of his jacket, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
As we get into the side, you see Nationals. Right here it says Peekaboo.
Yeah.
In cursive, which I think is what I saw. And what I peeped is like what the Jeff Hamilton signature might be, and then here you have the wop wop wop, which I think is like sick as fuck.
That's hilarious.
Here this red right here, that's probably Martine Rose. That's probably where you get the Martine Rose. Obviously, you have this patch, the Grand National patch. I think this is sick.
Yeah.
I mean, all the patchwork is just really cool and very reminiscent of just like.
It looks like the Jeff Hamilton style of like '90s leather jacket.
Right.
Like, which is sports themed, and then fits kind of the Super Bowl vibe as well.
Yeah.
Like.
Exactly, and then here you have the KDW, which I'm guessing. I mean, what is that? Kendrick. Oh, something
Kendrick
Duckworth.
It's
Duckworth in the middle, which is his last name, but the W is his middle name. I don't know what his middle name is, but that's just his.
Isn't his middle name Lamar?
Is it?
I think it's just Duckworth. I don't know.
I don't know.
DW.
I don't know. But yeah, just cool. Cool logos, and also just the way that it's like, if you see here, like you can tell like there's kind of like ridges and stuff within the jacket that make layering. It like this layering. Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah. There's layering to it, which is texture. Just like really cool. Yeah, texture.
Yeah.
Which is sick. I mean, it's a crazy jacket. It looks crazy. So that was definitely kind of like, I think, on the forefront, right? Yeah, that's what we were really like.
That's what you're really able to see. Like watching it on TV.
That's what you locked in on.
Yeah.
That's what you locked in on. Now, I think we should talk about the pants.
The pants have been a topic of discussion.
The pants have been a topic of discussion, and people have been saying that these look like women's pants and all this type of stuff, right?
And, I think I saw a picture of them, like, actually on a website. What was the brand of the pants?
The brand is Celine.
Yes, Celine, yes. Yeah. And it was a unisex pant.
Oh, is it a unisex pant?
I believe it's a unisex pant.
Okay.
So,
So, from the article that I read, which I will say is page 6 news, so this isn't the most reliable. This is definitely kind of like a tabloid.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
They wrote, Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl jeans were originally for Timothée Chalamet.
Interesting. And I learned recently that they have the same stylist.
They do have the same stylist.
Kendrick and Timothée Chalamet.
Taylor McNeil is their stylist, and I think that is where that kind of, what's it called, goes
here,
from.
You take these, Kendrick.
Yeah.
Timothy, you don't want them.
Insane. I love it, though.
That could be possible.
I don't think it was like that exactly, but yeah. It was,
I just think it's funny to think of it that way.
It is said by page 6 that these were size 29 women's jeans.
Okay.
So, is that true? I would honestly beg that you were the more correct one, potentially?
I thought I saw a screenshot of the product on the website, and it was unisex. That's what I thought I saw.
Okay, well then maybe I trust this one a little bit. I don't know. No, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You decide.
You decide. Right.
But yeah, it's just there's a lot of memes and such about Kendrick's feminine pants or whatever.
Right.
But I think he was pulling them off.
I think they were sick. I think he did them well. Yeah. And also the man is 5'5". And he's rocking a denim flared.
Boot
these
cut.
were called a flared surf jean in summer dazed wash. That's what these pants were considered.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think you rocked them. And to be 5'5" and rock a flared pant like that,
I agree.
Takes nothing but balls.
True.
And
I would be scared to wear those.
I would be too. But think about it too. Double it down. He's going on and performing a major diss track to Drake in those pants. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's a dub. That's nothing but a dub.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that I think we should hit on is he had a few chains on. He had 3 to 4.
The only one I noticed was the A minor chain.
It was an A minor chain. That deserves to be brought up.
It was ginormous.
Humongous. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Thought it had to be brought up. I think
definitely
it's
has to be brought up.
Yeah, I think it was great. So that was what we kind of know of Kendrick's fit.
Yeah.
He also had a snapback hat on. I believe it'd be an LA Dodgers hat on. I'm not certain of what it was.
The PG Lang.
It could have also
Dodgers
been PG
hat.
Lang.
Because it's like, they're together. So it could have been that one.
It could have been. So, yeah. That's, but the main things for sure were the pants and honestly the jacket, I think.
Big pieces.
And the A minor chain, of course.
To complete the ensemble.
Of course. Where should we go after that?
You want to jump into Uncle Sam, and then we can go into some of the meaning of the...
Yeah, 100%. So, first screen of the show was Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam. And I think that was my moment of being like, yeah, whatever this is about to be is going to be the best halftime show ever. Because I was like, this is so much meaning within that first frame. In just that. And Samuel L. Jackson playing that performance perfectly.
Yeah. It reminded me somewhat of the imagery of the For Free interlude music video.
Yeah.
I just made that connection. I don't know how much is actually there, but that's just what it reminded me of off the bat.
Yeah. I think just the kind of metaphor of it in its sense was amazing. And then you look at the fit and you look at the actual outfit that was created. It was created by Bodhi.
When we were talking about doing like the fashion of the halftime show, I didn't even think really of Uncle Sam's outfit.
I was so drawn into it right away. And if you compare it to that of like Uncle Sam's usual outfit, it's obviously different and it's revamped and it's darker, but there's still the stars and there's still the stripes. It's just like...
Yeah. And the whole show was red, white, and blue.
Right.
Everyone had red, white, or blue on.
Right.
Or all three.
And I mean, just the stars and the whole hat being as crazy as the hat is.
Yeah.
You know, with the stripes and the stars on top, and then you have just kind of a very basic jacket, you know, and everything, regular kind of Uncle Sam suit below is just awesome. And then also the stars on the bow tie.
And
and on the lapel, the pins on the lapel as well. I mean, just all of it is like, holy shit, like this is Uncle Sam, but it's like if Uncle Sam was thrown in 2025 and was done by a like major fashion house, and that is Bodhi.
Right. Yeah.
They did something so incredible. And also, what should be mentioned real quick, is that before the Super Bowl, Bodhi actually did a runway show in New Orleans on the Friday before the Super Bowl. So the Friday before, they had, a runway show with their different looks for the
I'm assuming this wasn't
Spring Summer 25.
I'm assuming that wasn't on the runway.
That was not on the runway. But this was, which I think should be noted.
Oh, okay.
A little bit like Americana, you know. Sure. Nothing exactly like it.
Yeah.
But a little kind of ode to what's to come, it seems like.
Sure.
Yeah, just wanted to throw that in there.
So yeah, I think the role of Uncle Sam, and we want to shout out is it Flyer News?
The Flyer News.
Flyer News of the University of Dayton. This is we're using some of their analysis as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Uncle Sam is kind of being played as like an Uncle Tom figure in this, because it's a black man and he's kind of shutting down Kendrick's attempt to be himself and show and be a black man.
Right.
And Uncle Sam's trying to shut that down and tell him, you gotta be white and appeal to these white people.
Right.
And that's kind of him taking on that Uncle Tom role. So it's kind of Uncle Sam, but it's also Uncle Tom.
Right. It's kind of branch into something different which is also very much of like kind of what people have begun to see is what Uncle Sam really is kind of like, or who that person kind of is.
And it's kind of exposing what America is, right? Or maybe not exposing, because it's kind of it's known.
It's known for sure,
but showing that, you know, this is the voice that America has in a way.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, you know, taking what's been America's, like, in a sense, mascot.
Right.
Since a while, like early night. Was it World War II where Uncle Sam started, or was it one?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I don't.
I wouldn't remember.
It was one. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of the world wars where Uncle
Yeah.
Sam was started, and it was all about enlisting people in the military and getting people in the army so that they fight in the war.
Yeah, yeah.
Always been shown as this like superhero and American kind of just like novelty, but putting this kind of
spin on it
that's ugly.
Right, yeah.
You know, and it's
showing
ugly
the true
and
colors of
right.
Sam, yeah.
And I think it's done beautifully. You know, and I don't think you could have chosen a better person than Samuel L. Jackson to fit that role.
Yeah.
It was done to perfection, and that was such like a mind blown like moment when I first saw him on the screen, because I was just like, it was just like flipping everything on its head. It was just like fuck, like this is awesome.
Yeah. And I think if you know Kendrick, you know he's gonna use his opportunity to say something.
Right.
So like you know that, and as soon as you see Uncle Sam, you're like, yeah, it's starting. Like Kendrick's sending a message.
Kendrick's sending a message
on the biggest stage.
Yeah, in America, on the biggest stage in America, he is sending the most in-your-face message.
Right.
And the biggest thing with that too, which I honestly, while watching the show, didn't think about, but the next day, Monday morning, I was like, holy shit, Donald Trump was at the at the Super Bowl, so he watched all of that. Yeah. And that's, in my mind, like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
For him to see all that and have to I hope he fucking watched it and
he might not have watched it.
I hope he fucking did.
But then Kendrick goes into at the start of the show, he says, the revolution will be televised. You picked the right time but the wrong guy. Yeah.
Right.
And so that might be him kind of saying something about the president, saying something like, this is not the right guy to lead the country. This is
right. What I saw also, and this isn't anything that I exactly researched, but something that I had seen. Yeah. The originator of the revolution will not be televised was said by
Gil Scott Heron.
Gil Scott Heron. Yeah, I'm sorry. Jesus. Gil Scott Heron. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is Heron Preston? Doesn't he do
he's a fashion designer.
Yeah, he's a fashion designer. Okay. Thank you. Jesus. Said by Gil Scott Heron, and what was understood from this revolution will not be televised is that the revolution starts within the mind.
Okay.
It's not something that can be televised, because if you change the way you see things and you start living in this revolution in your own mind, then that's what will happen. The change will come. Yeah. So this revolution will not be televised. You chose the right time with the wrong guy.
Well, he says the revolution will be televised.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because and that kind of means that you have to kind of make a scene. You have to make yourself be seen to really cause any change. So that's what he's trying to say with that, I believe.
Yeah.
But then Uncle Sam kind of goes into the whole, you need to play the game. Do you really know how to play the game?
Right.
Show us. And then what was the first song he did? Do you remember?
Squabble Up?
Yeah, it was Squabble Up.
It was, okay.
So Kendrick goes into Squabble Up, and after that is when Uncle Sam tells him, I want to make sure I get, he says, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto.
Right.
Do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. That's what he says.
Right.
So then he goes into Humble, and the whole play the game thing, you see it with the kind of the PlayStation buttons.
Right.
As
the stage design.
The 4 different corners of the stage.
Right.
And then he's at the Super Bowl, which is America's game.
Yep.
And all of that. So it's kind of just a metaphor for do you know how to appeal to like the white American audience of the Super Bowl.
Right.
And can you kind of calm down the black side of you and just appeal to the white people?
Right. Right. Exactly. And that was something that was so big, because that's the thing with the Super Bowl and with a lot of these moments is like artists can't some artists can be themselves through and through in that type of show, but other artists like can't.
Right. I mean, Kendrick's the first rapper to headline a Superbowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal.
Which, is a huge deal. And it's also completely in, like, just, I think America accepting that rap is the forefront of music right now.
Right.
You know, which is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole, I'm going to let you continue. Sorry.
No.
Nothing. There's more to this, and I want you to continue on.
So then he goes into Damn, and that's when you see everyone that kind of came out of the car and all the backup dancers form the American flag, but then split down the middle.
Right.
And there's a couple different ways to interpret it. I think kind of the main one and the obvious one is that it's just kind of representing how America is divided and split apart.
Yep.
Which is another cool piece of imagery.
But also, I think something that's cool with it is obviously Kendrick's in the middle of that.
Right.
Now, do I think he's exactly saying the only way this world can unite, or the only way this country can unite is through music? Not exactly, but is that kind of being presented visually? A little bit.
Yeah.
100%. So that was also interesting.
Right.
Probably not exactly what it is. That's probably just where it made most sense for him to be.
Yeah, but that's also something that you took away from it. And
for sure.
Everyone's going to have a slightly different interpretation of all this stuff.
Right.
So we're kind of presenting certain interpretations, but you might have thought about it differently.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
do I think it can all be done through music, though? Definitely not.
No, but I think
it can help 100%.
I think artists play a big role in social change.
100%. Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Survival Band.
Revival.
Yep.
Got it.
That's why there's two of us on this podcast. That's hilarious. Yeah, no. Creedence Clearwater Revival?
I believe that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah. What were we just talking about?
Artists making the social change.
Yeah, for sure. And then also What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Sure.
Millions of different songs.
Yeah.
100%.
Bob Marley,
for sure.
Yeah. So then, Kendrick brings out SZA, and then they do All the Stars and Luther, two kind of slower, less aggressive, kind of poppier songs, and that's when Uncle Sam kind of approves when he's just making mellower music, not trying to really say anything necessarily, just kind of make good sounding music that everyone can understand and get along with, go ahead.
I was just gonna say also with just the whole performing All the Stars, I mean that's just highlighting Black excellence,
right? Black Panther from the Black Panther,
highlighting a predominantly Black movie, with largely Black actresses and actors, Black cast. Thank you, that's the word I was looking for. Just you know what I mean, just still not exactly saying anything or doing anything visually right then, but still just
exactly.
Continuing on. I think that's a huge point that I think is awesome to perform that song. Because honestly, when I was hearing, I was like, this is a great song, but why is this being performed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, this song is classic, I guess,
and
but
it's a huge song.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not gonna lie, I think there was a few people singing along at our watch party. I was singing along a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and so Kendrick goes into Not Like Us.
Yep.
And that's a huge moment. Obviously, dissing Drake on a nationally televised stage is insane. It's crazy that it happened.
It's more just crazy how it was all so. I think the biggest thing around the Super Bowl halftime show was Is he gonna perform Not Like Us? What's gonna happen with Drake? It was all surrounded with this Drake shit, right?
Yeah.
He did that?
Right.
But that was not the main thing.
No. Yeah.
By any means was that not the main. And
for some people it probably was.
For some people it probably was. For Drake fans it probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say I think that's what's so incredible about it, and that's what when you think about this beef too. We can go to this small thing and talk about it for a second.
Right.
He fucking had the national scale. He had this national attention, right?
Right.
And he could have just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna diss Drake for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Set flames to him, never allow him back in the United States, fuck him, right?"
Yeah.
He instead just made it all about the social climate, made it all about the politics in America, made it all about the fucked up system that we live in, and did such a fucking great job of it. It was just done incredibly well, incredibly clean, I guess you could put it more so.
Yeah. And so when he starts doing Not Like Us is when Uncle Sam kind of just leaves.
Right.
And realizes that there's not really any hope for getting Kendrick to appeal to the white audience and to kind of ditch the aggressive, loud, ghetto, as they said, music that he's making, and Kendrick's just gonna be him.
Yep.
And so then the last song, TV Off, is really kind of the final message, where there's a lot of different interpretations of like the meaning of that song in this context.
Yep.
But after the song, you get the kind of the game over thing, which maybe because at one point I forgot to mention this, Samuel L. Jackson kind of says deduct one life. Yeah, right. Which is another video game reference, but also because Kendrick isn't following the rules Uncle Sam wants him to follow.
Right.
They're accosting him in the game. So then maybe after that song, like Kendrick lost all his life and the game is over or something. Or some people thought it might have meant something with like the Drake beef, like this is over.
Right.
Like this, I just did Not Like Us on national television. Like
game over.
There's no response for that.
Yep.
Or just that you turn the TV off because of all the issues going on in the world, and that like you just don't want to see it, so you turn the TV off.
Right.
This is something else I saw somebody saying.
Yeah.
But that was the conclusion of the show, really, and that's probably not everything that Kendrick was saying and all the little messages that he put in there. But
there's probably so much.
It's
stuff
a good.
in there.
It's what we're gonna run through.
It's what we had, what we got from it.
I think it's a good amount of it, and I think it shows kind of the intention that Kendrick had when he was doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right, and also I think too, like just with everything that, like I think some stuff is easily interpreted, but like the game over is like that's not super easily interpreted.
No, I didn't even see it. After, like I missed that.
I don't remember if I saw it either. Yeah.
But like this is also another reason like why it hits so hard is because you can look at it afterwards and see all these things and everyone's talking about it on social media, which is a good thing, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
You get to really process everything.
Yeah. It was something else.
Yeah.
And like I mean I still got some like clothes stuff to talk through, but like that shit there was so much to it. And I think like the most important thing that I got from the Super Bowl this year, which never before I've never said that sentence before in my life, ever. And I don't think anyone else has. Who the fuck else is saying that? Like, who else is like, yeah, like when fucking Creed performed or whatever, that was,
Did Creed do it?
Creed, I believe, performed at, they performed Can You Take Me Higher?
Yeah. And
they had like the dude the lead singer on the Silks. I think that was the Super Bowl.
Good for them.
I mean, it's a good show, but it's not like anyone gained like some fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the social commentary was done incredibly well. That's the biggest thing from this, is that there was so much social commentary and it was all done so incredibly well.
Yeah.
What also I think in my little world, in my little space, in ours, and afloats, in our little universe, this was, from really what I can remember in past years, the first time fashion has been so, like, a part of the Super Bowl halftime show and a part of the Super Bowl.
At least part of our watching experience. Like,
for sure.
Like, I think this is Kendrick is tapping into kind of people that are really big in like the fashion world right now, and I don't know that that's always been done. You're right.
No, I don't think it has. And like I remember like when Justin Timberlake performed, he had like his Jordans that went on sale or went on for raffle like when he was performing. Like there was like shit like that. But I think just there was so much, and it was just like the thing that really I think is where it's most important is the Bodie runway show in NOLA, the Friday before the Super Bowl. I think just that being like a thing and saying, we're a fashion brand and we want to do something, we're gonna set ourselves around this kind of important event.
Right.
Like, and it being like a sports event is just really cool. I think you don't really see that at all.
Yeah,
anywhere
I don't
else.
think that really happens.
So I just think that that's like a really cool thing. And then also the NFL aired its first live red carpet pre-show.
Wow.
With Olivia Culpo, who I don't exactly know who that is. I think it's... Let's look her up real quick. Oh, okay. She's an American model and actress. Okay, for sure. So she's... Yeah, for sure. She's, you know...
She's tapped in.
She's tapped in. But also with Kyle Smith. Kyle's the first ever fashion editor for the NFL. And he got that job in September.
Like he does
of 24.
Like he writes about it, or
yeah, I believe he like writes about it, and he's like the main guy discussing like that type of stuff. I think that's awesome.
My mom was telling me about how she saw something about like the tunnel outfits of some of the players. She was like, and there's the whole like pre-game walk-through fashion show or whatever.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah, that's just getting more publicized. I think maybe that the fact that my mom found it. No offense to my mom, but like she wouldn't necessarily always see that sort of thing.
Right. I think it's awesome that all this fashion is starting to become so like in the know for everybody. I think it's sick, and the fact that like just seeing fashion. It's not about like fashion in general. Like it's about just the fact of like
it being seen.
And people. Yeah, I don't know, just it being publicized more. I think it's cool. And especially, like, DeAndre Hopkins, did you see DeAndre Hopkins?
In the mink?
In the mink?
Yeah.
His father's jacket. His father had passed away, and his father had told him, you either wear this for the Super Bowl or for the day you get married.
I don't know if his father said that, or just DeAndre Hopkins that just became something that he said he was going to do.
Facts. I thought I heard it that way, but it could be what Caleb said.
Yeah. Either way, it's very cool, and it's
incredible.
It's a cool moment that DeAndre Hopkins got to be a part of the Super Bowl, so he could wear that.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible moment, and then also you had a lot of just different. I'm not even gonna talk about the other fits because I don't even know about that.
We don't need to.
I also think it should be said that I don't think Kendrick's halftime show would at all be possible without Jay-Z.
Yes, that's worth mentioning.
100% probably would not be possible without Jay-Z.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
100% probably.
Jay-Z has been putting these black artists on the Super Bowl halftime stage.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a great job.
It's been awesome too.
That.
For real, I'm glad he's in that circle. I honestly definitely see the NFL as a bunch of old white people that just like say what should happen and what's okay and what isn't. And Jay-Z is someone that is definitely trying to rupture that a little bit, and I'm glad that's happening.
I think he's invaded that space in a good
100%.
way.
100% has. It's been awesome. Now I want to real quick hit on a few other things before we wrap things up, because there was so much fashion. First of all, SZA had this all red leather fit on.
Yes.
Shout out Future, pissing on your grave in some red leather. First of all, maybe one of my favorite songs by Future, except cut out the J. Cole verse. The pants from SZA's Fit was they were created by Ashton Michael.
Okay.
And then it was a one-of-one jacket, leather jacket that was created by Born and Raised.
Nice.
Which is sick.
LA brand?
Yeah, LA brand. I think the owner had just passed away in 2024.
Really?
I believe it was 2024 that the owner is someone very like large in that in Born and Raised passed away.
I didn't know about that.
Incredible. Rest in peace to them, and it's beautiful to see Born and Raised being worn at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And also such like a, I mean, from what I remember, it was not. I mean, it was kind of a couture kind of piece. Lana on the front, and then you got Crybaby on the back. Just a nice red leather piece. Sick.
Yeah. Shout out
Very
SZA.
cool. Shout out SZA.
Doing her thing.
Wearing really cool shit. Great jacket. On top of this, you also have Mustard's jacket.
Yeah, Mustard was the only one who didn't adhere to the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Thing. He wore yellow.
He wore yellow, but it's Mustard. He's going to wear yellow.
Sure.
So it's probably okay.
Yeah.
This jacket was created by Vance and Leathers. Vance is a super well-known leather company within America. It's a leading American manufacturer of custom motorcycle leather jackets.
There you go.
Since '74, if I haven't already mentioned that. And yeah, I mean Vanson's legit. Vance is legit. I Westside Gun just shouted out Vance and Leather before in songs. Like Vance and Leather is a well-known high-quality leather manufacturer, motorcycle jacket manufacturer. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I know Vanson through their regular collabs with Supreme. So
Facts.
That's how I know Vanson.
That too.
The freaking red leather jacket with the skeleton on it.
Yep.
Classic. They've done plenty of leather with Vanson though.
Facts. The other thing that we should hit on, Kendrick's Super Bowl collection with Willie Chavarria. Willie Chavarria launches eponymous label in 2015, and from his casting to his designs, Mexican-American designer Willie Chavarria has always knitted politics into fashion and fought to see beauty where it is rarely recognized. So again, with Martine Rose kind of having that background of music and going into fashion, Willie Chavarria having that background in politics and, working with Kendrick, I don't think it's exactly related like that, because if you look at that collection, which we will look at, it's not like there's really any like political messages through the clothing or anything like that, but still just very kind of curated.
Yes.
Everything's so well curated.
Very conscious choices of who he works with.
Right. And also, I mean, Willie Chavarria is at the top of the game right now, up there with Martine Rose. Those two are definitely on the forefront of what's going on in fashion right now. We'll take a look through their collection real quick. It was a lot of sportswear, because that's kind of what Willie Chavarria does.
And it works with the Super Bowl as well.
Right.
It all works.
So, I'm just gonna go in. We kind of got these shorts, Grand National.
Yeah.
Kind of like that NFL logo tag. I'm fucking with the logo or the NFL tag on the outside of the clothes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Always a fan of that. The NFL logo there.
Fucking with that spider web tattoo on the head.
Yeah, that's crazy. Woo! I didn't even really pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a tattoo I get. How crazy would that be?
Whenever you don't want it, just grow your hair out.
Facts, exactly. Yeah, whenever I don't want it. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, this is cool though. It's it's not crazy, but it's a cool collection.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's definitely it's just kind of easy and well done.
Yeah.
Just kind of the hoodie design on the shirt, Grand National on the back. Stuff that's cool, stuff that definitely like I fuck with, but like I don't know. I think it's also just like when you compare it to like what we've just been looking at and shit.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's
hard to compete with like a custom Martine Rose leather jacket.
Yeah, it kind of is. But I still think regardless, I mean these are well done pieces that are all super quality and look really good. Basic, just kind of sportswear designs, which isn't by no means a bad thing. Yeah. The last thing that I want to jump into really quick with this is just the Super Bowl SZA and Top Dog Entertainment pieces.
I didn't know that.
So Top Dog released their stuff. They kind of had this logo, this NFL logo.
Yeah.
and then
the TDE Bowl.
The TDE Bowl. This is very kind of like usual TDE type design.
Yeah.
Like for what they kind of do. Like do you remember when they did the Champions Tour where it was like all of them?
No.
This was like 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, all of who?
TDE. It was like the Championships Tour.
Oh, not exactly.
Yeah, so like they did kind of like this kind of sports kind of like theme tour. Sure. It was called Championships, and it was really, I think, just labeled around the fact that like Kendrick just came off a huge fucking hit with Damn, SZA huge hit with Control.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rashad was in a great place. Schoolboy Q had just recently dropped Blank Face as well, so everyone was kind of like just like championship run. So they released their kind of collection around that kind of idea, right, of just champions. So I kind of see similarities in that to this, but I think it's still done really well here. This is a football jersey, just like a good Raiders jersey.
Yeah, cool.
You know,
I like the dog logo. Dog logo's cool.
Yeah.
I guess if you like TDE.
If you like TDE, you're probably fucking with this. I think this one's...
Not that I don't like TDE.
Right. I think this one's really cool. I like this kind of like chromed out logo.
Lettering is cool there. And the ring is really cool.
The ring is sick. And yeah, they did a ring for the championships, or for that tour. Let's get into this SZA stuff real quick. Okay. SZA just dropped her deluxe to... Didn't she drop a deluxe?
Yeah, and she said she's dropping more songs for the deluxe, so like she's just going crazy.
Sick. This is like a really cool like worn basketball, football jersey, practice jersey with the bugs. Sick. I'm fucking with that. This one I think is cool. Yeah. Just super big.
I don't know what's up with the bug stuff necessarily.
Well, the bug is from her most recent deluxe album, right?
I mean, maybe
she's like a bug.
Like, oh, true. Yeah.
Cause like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then you got this one. We're just kind of running through these. Yeah. Pull it up. Beetle and the Ball, and then the 7. I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly fucking with this. I think from
just like an artist merch perspective, it's not bad. Like
definitely not bad.
It's not. It's pretty. It's chill.
Yeah.
I like the jersey. The jersey's a cool touch, and I like
cool
I like how it looks.
Yeah.
Sure. I like the worn effect on it.
Yeah, worn effect is sick. Yeah. Shit, dude. I think that's really everything that I wanted to hit on real quick.
Yeah. We covered a lot.
We covered a lot, dude. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Woo! I was like...
But it was... I enjoyed covering it. It was a great halftime show, and I'm glad that we got to talk about it on the podcast.
Definitely. And also, dude, I think we should just say real quick, Serena Williams crip walking on stage was sick as fuck.
Legendary.
So cool. So awesome. And her saying that she would have been like fined if she did that at Wimbledon adds on to just everything that was said in Kendrick's halftime show.
Right.
Just adds on to it.
Yeah.
You know, only rings more true.
Yeah, and maybe it just says something about the tennis industry.
The tennis, just the whole fucking landscape of sports, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily about like tennis just seems like one of those sports where you just can't really celebrate.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like that. You can't. You can celebrate, but they
in the NFL, like certain things you can't do. Like I just feel like you kind of have to keep your celebration to a minimum. That's just the vibe I get. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll feel you.
But yeah, maybe it's a racial thing too. Who knows?
I think it kind of is. Honestly.
Could be. Yeah,
I think it kind of is, but I think, I just think that had to be thrown in there. Because I saw it, I was like looking through shit and I saw it and I was like, man, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Sick moment. You got anything else for the people, Caleb?
I'm trying to think, make sure we don't leave anything out, but I think we got it all.
I think we got everything, dude. That was a lot.
If you enjoyed, like and subscribe again. Yeah. Thank you for watching. We'll see you. The Float Friday didn't come out last week. We had difficulties uploading it, but it's out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch some more We talk about some sports teams, so check that out.
Yeah.
And next week another podcast. So
yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Stay afloat. Go Birds.